April 1990. A dark stretch of road outside Oklahoma City. A car speeds off into the night. Behind it, a young woman, lying in the road, barely conscious, broken. Paramedics get her to the hospital. She'll survive 5 more days. Her husband gives police a name, Tonya Hughes, 20 years old. But almost nothing he tells them is true. Not her age, not her name, not even his own. It will take police 24 years, a DNA lab, and a death row confession to find out who she really was. And what they uncover will unravel one of the strangest kidnapping cases in American history. Stick around, this one gets dark. Long before she was Tonya Hughes, she was a girl named Sharon Marshall. Ask anyone who went to high school with her. She was the student teachers bragged about. Sharp, funny, good at almost everything she touched. She earned a full academic scholarship to Georgia Tech. Friends were sure she was headed for something big. There was an older man in her life. She called him her father. His name was Franklin, strict, controlling, always nearby. Something about him unsettled the people closest to her. But Sharon never complained. And nobody knew what was buried underneath that name. Because Sharon Marshall wasn't her name at all. Her real name was Suzanne Marie Sevakis, born in 1969 to a young mother named Sandra. In the mid-1970s, Sandra married a man calling himself Brandon Williams. Charming, persistent, said he loved her kids like his own. He wasn't who he said he was either. His real name was Franklin Delano Floyd, a convicted felon, already wanted for kidnapping and raping a 4-year-old girl. Sandra had no idea, not when she said yes. In 1975, Sandra was sentenced to 30 days in jail. Bad checks, a minor punishment. While she served it, Floyd vanished. And he didn't go alone. He disappeared with all 4 of Sandra's children, Suzanne, her 2 sisters, an infant baby brother. When Sandra got out, she searched everywhere. 2 daughters were found, shaken, but safe. Suzanne and the baby were gone. Not found, not heard from. Nothing. For decades, a mother wouldn't know if her children were even alive. What actually happened to that little girl is almost impossible to imagine. Floyd raised Suzanne as his own daughter, moving her state to state. New school, new name. Every single time someone got too close to the truth. Investigators later found he controlled nearly everything. Her name, her paperwork, her freedom to leave. By her teenage years, going by Sharon Marshall, she'd learned how to survive inside it. Smiling for teachers, excelling in class, building a normal life on top of a hidden one. Even her closest friends had no idea. Then, senior year, she got pregnant. She and her boyfriend ran, fled to Alabama, tried to build a life of their own away from Floyd. It didn't last. She came back, left only a note. Her father had come to take her home. Floyd forced her to give up the Georgia Tech scholarship. The baby was placed for adoption. The future her teachers predicted quietly closed. They relocated again. Tampa, Florida. New names. Again. She worked as an exotic dancer to get by. In 1988, she had a son. Floyd claimed the boy, Michael Anthony Hughes, was his own child. DNA testing, years later, would prove that was a lie too. Not long after, Floyd and the woman the world knew as Sharon got married in New Orleans. New identities. One more time. He was Clarence Hughes. She was Tonya Hughes. To everyone around them, just a young family. But investigators would later connect this exact stretch of their life to something far darker. In 1989, a woman's body was found near Tampa, unidentified, a Jane Doe. It would take years to learn her name. Cheryl Ann Comesso, a mother of 3, someone who had worked alongside the woman known as Sharon Marshall. At the time, no one connected the dots. That connection was still years away. Then, April 1990, the hit and run that opened this story. Tonya Hughes struck on that road outside Oklahoma City, left to die. 5 days later, she was gone. Her husband Clarence gave police almost nothing. Her fingerprints matched no name that made sense. Her past simply didn't seem to exist before a certain point. Police suspected him, but no body of evidence, no real identity for the victim. The case went cold. Her young son, Michael, went into foster care. For 4 years, a family raised him, never knowing the nightmare stitched into his history. Then, 1994. A man calling himself Clarence Hughes walks into Michael's elementary school in Choctaw, Oklahoma, and takes the boy. It was Franklin Floyd. This time, the FBI was watching. He was arrested later that year in Kentucky, caught trying to get a new driver's license under one of his old discarded names. Michael was gone. He has never been found. But the arrest cracked something open. Searching Floyd's things, investigators found photographs hidden away. Photos linking him directly to Cheryl Comesso, the Jane Doe found near Tampa 5 years earlier. 2 cold cases, a murder, a disappearance. Suddenly, the same case. In 2002, Franklin Delano Floyd was convicted, murdering Cheryl Comesso, kidnapping Michael Hughes, sentenced to death. Prosecutors laid out decades of pattern. Aliases, forged documents, a trail of women and children who vanished from their old lives the moment Floyd decided it was time to move. His defense denied it. Offered no real answer for what happened to Michael. The jury wasn't buying it. He was never charged for the death of the woman known as Tonya Hughes. That case, technically, stayed unsolved. And there was still one enormous question no courtroom had answered. Who was she? Not Sharon, not Tonya. Who was she, really, before any of this began? For years, the case just sat there, unresolved, until a journalist named Matt Birkbeck started digging for a book. In 2004, he published A Beautiful Child. The story hit the public for the first time. Readers were captivated, disturbed. A nationwide push began to finally find out who this woman had truly been. In 2011, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children and the FBI reopened the case. By 2013, agents were going through the Hughes kidnapping file from scratch. In 2014, 2 FBI agents sat down with Franklin Floyd in prison. Over several long conversations, something in him shifted. He finally admitted it. He'd killed 6-year-old Michael on the very day he took him from that classroom, shot in the back of the head, to end it quickly. In his own words, Michael's body has never been recovered, but Floyd gave them one more thing, a detail from 1974, a name he'd once used, a thread that finally led to the truth. Investigators tracked down a woman named Sandra, still searching, still without answers, more than 35 years after her children disappeared. In July 2014, DNA confirmed it. The woman the world had known as Sharon Marshall, then Tonya Hughes, was Sandra's long-lost daughter. Her real name was Suzanne Marie Sevakis. The infant brother taken that same day in 1975 was still out there too. In 2019, a man came forward, submitted his own DNA. It confirmed what investigators had long suspected. He was Philip, Suzanne's little brother, finally reunited with the truth of his own family, decades after he was taken. Franklin Delano Floyd never faced execution. He died on death row in a Florida prison, January 2023. Natural causes, 79 years old. The sentence handed down in 2002 was never carried out. He took the exact location of Michael's remains with him. Suzanne Sevakis spent almost her entire life being someone else. A stolen little girl, a star student under a stranger's name, a young mother who never got to raise her own son and never learned her own. It took a confession, a DNA lab, 24 years, for the world to finally say her name correctly, Suzanne Marie Sevakis. If this story stayed with you, there's more like it. Subscribe and stay for what really happened next.